Hello everyone, welcome to talk between myself and my esteemed colleague here. Say hi.
Hello.
This is the Fizzy of the Stardust.
That's who I be. I'm Fizzy of the Stardust.
And today, some fun stuff happened today, Fizz. What happened? Tell me what's about it.
So basically, some people got some early copies of Black 2, White 2. I refuse to call it Black and White 2. And then, because there's two games and they're both 2, so fuck you.
2-2.
Yeah, so it's B2, W2. And, basically, there's been information leaking all day, and it's all on Pokebeach. But the most exciting of all this stuff, of course, because we're all the Wi-Fi battlers here, move tutors.
Move tutors. Dun dun dun. So yeah, we've got how many? There's like 4 separate move tutors.
Yes, there's 4 move tutors in this place that we know of so far, and I assume that's probably it.
It probably will be. I don't think there'd be more than that, unless there's like some secret thing after the Elite Four where you go like into a cave and there's like an old woman there and she's like, "Hello, sweetie, I'll teach you like flame fucking flare fuck." Maybe, but that might happen.
Yeah, you never know.
Maybe.
Flame fucking flare fuck
is a signature move of the Darmanitan there, of course.
Yeah, there you go.
If you remember the battle against Garv, but if you don't, then you don't. Anyway, so what we've got Driftveil, and then I don't know where the other ones are, but I guess we'll just read off like the first move tutor ones and kind of go through our thoughts on what we think. It's going to be interesting. Yeah. So
let me start here with Driftveil. Pretty much the game changer in Driftveil is going to be Covet.
Yes, such a very competitively interesting move, Covet. What does Covet do? That always comes up in Challenge Cup, and I never have any idea what it does.
I just, talk for a second, I'll look it up.
Okay, so I'll actually read out the full list here. We've got Covet, Bug Bite, Drill Run, Bounce, Signal Beam, Iron Head, Super Fang, Uproar, Seed Bomb, Dual Chop, Low Kick, and here are the big ones: Thunderpunch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Gunk Shot. The Gunk Shot doesn't count as a big one, it's just following the punches.
Yeah. It's stupid. Anyway, so Covet is kind of like, it's kind of like Thief, but a normal move. And if you succeed in stealing the item, you get in. No, never mind. But it's more powerful this gen than it was last gen. It's now 60 base power.
Yay!
No, it no longer steals the trainer's Pokemon items permanently. However, wild Pokemon items is still permanently stolen by a player.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's cool. I like that. Apart from no one 11.
Oh, and check this out. Before you could not use Covet, if, say, a Giratina's holding his orb. But now, the move will succeed.
Oh, okay. Because of because she's otherwise turned back. What does happen if you knock off a Giratina? Does it just...
I hear say that it won't fall off.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But it makes sense, because otherwise it would screw things over.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think looking at those in general, Signal Beam okay, I guess, Iron Head interesting. It all depends on like what gets these moves though. Like these moves are all well and good saying that they're there, but we don't know what actually gets them yet. That's going to be the real kicker, because we need to know what's actually going to learn these move tutors and what's going to happen. And I guess probably
basically the big ones are going to be Dual Chop, I assume. You might get a couple cool things. Might get Drill Run.
Drill Run's alright, I guess.
And then you're looking at elemental punches, which can add a lot to a lot of things. Like, first thing I thought of, Fire Punch Haxorus.
Oh yes, definitely.
It desperately needs I would have settled for Fire Fang, honestly. But Fire Punch just is, if Haxorus gets Fire Punch, it's so overpowered.
It is. I mean, Fire Punch is basically the one thing it needs to succeed in the metagame, and it already does like such a ridiculous job on its own without relying on a fire move, that just giving it one, and not even Fire Fang, giving it the more powerful fire move in Punch is just like, okay, that works. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I mean now it will have flawless coverage. It can hit Ferrothorn for a knockout, which it couldn't do before. I mean, it could damage Ferrothorns pretty easily, especially if you're running like
Banded could like 2-hit KO, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I used to run Swords Dance, and it would like do so much damage. It was ridiculous. Yeah. But now it's just you don't even have to worry about Ferrothorn at all.
No, that's a great observation.
It's just like fuck like. Okay, you get Team Preview, and you go, okay, run through the threats. If you have a Haxorus, you gotta worry about, like, Ferrothorn and, like, especially, like, bulky steals. And now it's just like, fuck you, I have a 147 base attack and Fire Punch.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming a boosting move.
Yeah.
You're done.
You're done. That's GG.
I will Dragon... No, I'm leading Haxorus.
You're Kamehameha.
I'm gonna run a Maryland Haxorus.
Maryland Haxorus, DD with Stone Edge, Earthquake, and Slash? Yeah. Damn straight.
I'm running
Maxorus.
Marius
Haxorus, okay. But yeah, I didn't even think of Haxorus.
Excellent.
That's a very good. This is why I brought you here, because you have knowledge of things. The first thing that came to my mind was Conkeldurr, because as we know, Conkeldurr has really nice coverage and stuff. It has the fighting and the dark moves, but then you kind of get to Gliscor, and Gliscor's kind of in Conkeldurr's way all the time. Boom, there's Ice Punch. That's a game changer, I feel. I think that's going to be really very, very useful.
It's going to be pretty nifty. Mm-hmm. I mean, Ice Punch in general to be a move tutor again is going to be clutch for a lot of things, I think.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I mean, all these punches are going to be so helpful. It depends on what gets them, of course, but I mean, a lot of the time, lots of stuff got it in Platinum or whatever.
Yeah.
So it should be pretty sort of far-ranging, I'm hoping, anyway.
Another thing that I'll be excited about, and I don't know how many people else will, but when I think it was Heart Gold Soul Silver came out, they had a Super Fang move tutor.
Mm-hmm.
And I put Super Fang on so many things.
Yeah.
I love Super Fang, and it can be a really helpful move, especially on those bulkier, like, wall type Pokemon.
Yeah.
Super Fang is just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wall you, and I'm gonna do a lot of damage at the same time.
Yeah, true. So Super Fang is great, actually. I think Crobat was the thing that used it most prominently.
Yeah.
I'm not sure even what Crobat's Dream World ability is, but that doesn't. I think it can still help.
I believe it's Infiltrator.
I don't even know what that does.
Yeah, it's if you put up screens, they won't take. You won't be affected by them.
Oh wow!
So if someone puts up Reflect and I Brave Bird you, I'm still fucking your day up.
Well, yeah, I mean you got it. It's a Brave Bird. Right?
Yeah.
That's good actually. I never even knew that was an ability. So I've been educated today.
You're welcome.
But I think that's pretty much for that. I mean, we can look at all sort of the nitty-gritty later when we actually find out what gets each move.
Yeah.
But for now, those are the kind of the big ones, I feel. You're
going to get random things with Dual Chop.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, do you remember, like, when Platinum with Outrage, and that was, like Crawdog got Outrage or something? What is...
Venusaur has Outrage.
What? That's why! Like, what?
Because it's the coolest thing ever.
That doesn't make sense. I don't get it. We're gonna get like freaking Aerodactyl with the punches next time.
I think every starter got Outrage.
Wow. Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
That is pretty nuts.
There's like Outrage. Just go. Just give it to everything.
Oh well. But yeah, that's pretty much the first group of moves. So let's move on to the second. I'll just read these out in succession. We have Magnet Rise, Magic Coat, Block, Hyper Voice, Electroweb, Icy Wind, Iron Tail, Aqua Tail, Earth Power, Zen Headbutt, Foul Play, Superpower, Gravity, Dragon Pulse, and Dark Pulse.
You missed two. Last Resort and Iron Defense.
Did
you say this?
Maybe I can't read, but I can't see those.
Okay, well.
Yes. Oh yeah. They're the start. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, not like they're important or anything.
No.
If you're a douchebag and you want to run Iron Defense something,
go ahead.
Yeah,
just
you can now.
You get critted. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'd say probably the big ones here. Earth Power is pretty good, I guess. I mean, I think lots of things that already have Earth Power have it already, so it's not great in that sense. It's just a good move. and, things.
You're gonna, someone brought something up earlier. I was hanging out in AAX, and they were talking about the move tutors, and someone said, what if Volcarona got Earth Power?
That would eliminate so many problems, Heatran being the number one problem.
Yeah.
That would be amazing, actually. That would be pretty incredible. If Volcarona to get Earth Power, that would round out its moveset so nicely.
Yeah, I mean, Fire and Ground is such good coverage, so, like... And it was really missing that. So, I mean, that could be something that's really, really nice to have. Yeah. I don't know, Aqua's Hail might come in handy somewhere for something. But, like, other than that, I mean, really, this move tutor guy, I'm not really feeling. Dragon Pulse is gonna be useless unless you're getting Stab. And I don't know of any special dragons that don't get it, right? So, there's that. Dark Pulse, again, kinda cool idea, probably not gonna work out on many things. And then, I mean, Superpower is gonna be good though. Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I just left the computer for like 2 seconds.
Well, I mean, we were talking before about how, we don't think you can get the multiscale with Superpower and DD and all that stuff with Dragonite.
Yeah.
You could do that now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Dragonite, it's already got a fantastic move pool as it is, but, giving it Superpower back with multiscale gives it a lot of options. The physical set can just destroy things even more potently now, more than it could before. You've got stuff standing in the way that you can, like steals, that you can clear out with Superpower pretty nicely, so that's good. That's definitely good. Was there anything else you thought there?
Not really. I mean, I like some of these, but they're not going to be game changers. Like Gravity, it's going to be cool. I wouldn't mind running a Gravity team again. I mean, Earth Power is going to be good.
Zen Headbutt's cool. I like that.
Yeah, but it probably won't see much play.
No.
Aqua Tail might come in handy for a few things.
Yeah, definitely. It depends on what gets in and stuff. Of course.
Yeah.
But the big news here really is Dragonite with Superpower. Definitely. Yes. That's the big hitter.
I'm going to go Volcarona with Earth Power.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next set we have is Bind and Snore, Heal Block.
Game changers.
The Heal Block, Knockoff, Synthesis, Roost, Sky Attack, Roleplay, Heat Wave, Giga Drain, Drain Punch, Pain Split, and Tailwind.
This is the move tutor of all move tutors.
I think it is. It really has a lot here.
This third guy, he really stole the show.
Yeah, definitely.
My first thing that I noticed, and I don't care about anything else, is I get knockoff. And I was crying because my Azumarill that I made with knockoff in Sap Sipper was illegal. And I was like, well, shit, I hope the next game has a knockoff move tutor. Game Freak, you did one thing right.
They listened to you, man.
Good job.
They were on my YouTubes. They're on the Facebooks, on the YouTubes. They're like, hey, this Fizzy's guy, we need to give him what he likes and stuff.
Yeah, we need knockoff.
You need it. And, knockoff's a great move in general, just utility-wise overall. So as many things get that as possible is great. It really opens up sort of the walling genre of Pokemon. It helps a lot. Especially, with a Sap Sipper Azumarill, you're basically going to be running a walling set with that, right? So.
Oh, yeah. It's Toxic Saw, baby.
Defensive all the way.
Yeah.
That's great. I do like that, and I'm probably going to use knockoffs and some more things, I guess, dependent. The real big ones, though. I mean, Synthesis is nice. I mean, it's a healing move, and it's good, and there's lots of things that will like it. Roost.
Yeah, buddy.
Roost. This is the move, because we know how good Gliscor is with Poison Heal. But they decided, Game Freak decided, we're going to nerf Gliscor a bit, we won't make Roost TM, and we'll not let him do that. Now he gets Roost with Poison Heal. Yeah.
Broken. It's like, okay, here's the thing, you're talking about Conqueror with Ice Punch earlier?
Yeah.
Now it doesn't matter, because he'll Roost all. Easy.
He can Roost all. The only thing with Conkeldurr...
He'll Roost all Ice Punches all day.
Is the bulk up variant with Conkeldurr, so you can,
yeah.
easily break through that. But still, Roost is Roost, and God only knows how frustrating it will be to kill Gliscor from this point onwards. It really will be, because I don't know what people are going to do. People don't need to run Protect anymore. You just run Roost instead. I mean, there's no point.
It's just as good.
No point. It does the job, and plus you get like however many % back each time for Poison anyway. So, that's big.
So good. It's gonna be amazing.
And then
we're gonna get like 2/3 your HP back every turn or something.
Exactly.
Like that.
Ridiculous. But then what we also have is kind of some deja vu, because we've got Heatwave here. And obviously, Zapdos got Heatwave and Platinum when those move tutors came around. But the big kicker here is obviously Zapdos cannot have Heatwave if it has Lightning Rod, right? I think I'm pretty sure in saying that. Because
you're correct.
They move to move, and obviously Lightning Rod being a Dream World ability. Which means now that Zapdos can have Lightning Rod and keep Heatwave, which is nice. I mean, it's good to have that combination going for it, and it works well, I feel.
Yeah, it's really more than nice, actually, because I was thinking about it to myself, I was like, it's gonna be really good, that Zapdos with the Dream World, but I was just like, it's lackluster, because you don't have, like, a secondary attack. You have HP Ice.
Yeah.
You have Pseudo Bolt Beam, and you really need Heat Wave, because Ferrothorn even will just wall you. It just does. I mean, you're not going to break through it with HP Ice, and it will resist your Thunder Wave, even if you are boosted. It's too bulky.
Yeah.
Now you have Heat Wave. Fuck you.
GG.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's good. That's definitely, I mean, there's lots of other things Heatwave works with as well. I remember the funniest thing with Heatwave was for me when Platinum came out, and Steve, he had a Magnezone, and he hadn't really checked up on what got what, so he gave this Magnezone Heatwave, and it was funny. It was great.
Man, that would be awesome. I could see Magnezone with Heatwave.
It wouldn't have to run HP Fire anymore. It could run anything else. That would be great. Heatwave Magnezone would really just fuck so many things over.
I would love it. Oh my god.
Be good. But yeah, the sort of tail end here. We have Tailwind. But we got Giga Drain, Drain Punch, and Pain Split. Drain Punch, a move that lots of people like using this gen. Maybe some interesting things.
I mean, Drain Punch got a really big boost because it got more PP and it got more power.
Yes.
So, and I was just kind of earlier. I was looking through. I don't remember where I put it all, but I was looking at Drain Punch stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking there's probably a lot of things that could get Drain Punch and really benefit from it. I mean, a lot. I really do think it's gonna be a big deal.
Have you got specific things that you have in mind right now? Because I can't really think of much that hasn't got it already.
I could get back to you.
Yeah.
At the end. Yeah.
But yeah, no, Drain Punch is just a solid move right now in the metagame, and it's nice, it's cool. Pain Split too, I like Pain Split, but nothing really significant there. I guess those are the main things. I mean, Roost and Heatwave are the big players in this kind of one. Roost being the main one, really. But I guess that's probably that for that. So I guess we'll just move on to the last one and wrap this up. We have Worry Seed, Gastro Acid, Helping Hand, After You, all these terrible who uses these? Magic Room, Wonder Room, Spite, Recycle. Okay, now we get to the good stuff. Trick, Stealth Rock, Outrage, Boom, 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 Endeavor, Sleep Talk, Sleep Talk.
Gonna be really good.
Nyx Caphagrigus, that's all I'll say.
Yes.
Skill Swap and Snatch. Okay. Let's just ignore Worry Seed and all that shit. Stealth Rock, Outrage, Sleep Talk. Let's talk here. Stealth Rock, first of all, goes in tandem with Roost, Poison Heal, Gliscor. You can now run the 4th gen set, but with Poison Heal. Hallelujah. It's pretty incredible that you can now do that. That makes my day, really does, because I honestly prefer Roost with Stealth Rock Gliscor. That's why I always use Sandveil. I never wanted to use Poison Heal. So that has really helped it a lot. That's buffed it so much. And obviously there are so many things which love Stealth Rock, and it's going to really open up that spectrum quite a bit. But, what about Outrage? What are you thinking about that with Ments and stuff?
Ment's gonna be killer. Moxie Outrage is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to Dragon Dance, okay, if we think back here, Ments was a huge threat in 4th gen just because you didn't know what was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
Specs Ments or
the reintroduction to Mix Ments was crazy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Before it wasn't that great, and then they kind of just perfected it, and that was so good. So then you didn't know whether you were gonna get DD Ments or Mix Ments. It could do so many things, and if it got a Dragon Dance up, it's an immediate super threat. And now, if you get a Dragon Dance up and an Outrage off, and you kill something, that's +2 attack. Your pseudo counters with Intimidate don't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
I used to pseudo counter Ments with an Ice Fang Gira, and I was like, okay, you're back to normal, I can take one.
Yeah.
But now, wow.
Please, no, stop Ments, don't ruin our children's lives.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be ridiculous.
No, that was the big thing. Ments had Moxie, which is his great ability, but it could only run either Dragon Dance or Outrage. Now it can run both. And now it can run Rampage, it looks like. I'm going to be very interested in how Ments does with that, and we'll see. Maybe it'll be forced into Ubers again. I don't think it will, because currently at this point, Dragonite still outclasses Ments, I feel, in several levels. But we'll see. It might be a player for that, because, I think Ments has a much stronger Outrage than Dragonite does, so that works.
Well, technically speaking, with base power alone, yeah, it does, but not by much, but it's enough to make a difference.
It is, yeah. And then the last of all, we have Sleep Talk. Now, obviously there were lots of sets that people ran back in 4th gen with Sleep Talk and Rest, and the problem obviously this gen is that lots of things didn't get Sleep Talk, and there were lots of things like Caphagrigus, for example, which I mentioned earlier, which would have benefited so much from Sleep Talk. I think Nick had this one set with Rest Sleep Talk.
He was Rest Sleep Talk, Will-O-Wisp, and one attack.
Hex, I think.
Hex, yeah.
That was a horrible. I think I got 6-0'd by it because I couldn't beat it. And then I talked to him afterwards.
You can't break it down.
And we realized that Sleep Talk was illegal. And we're like, well, that's good. At least I wouldn't get destroyed by that thing anymore.
Nope. No. Turns out you're gonna.
I'm gonna have to face it again. It is frustrating as hell. But Sleep Talk is just generally good to have. There's loads of things which enjoy benefiting from it. That's just kind of one example I kind of pull out my ass, but I think that's going to be useful. We've got Trick going on there as well. Trick's a nice move. But if I'm honest, lots of things which already have Trick. So, I think that it can do its own job there.
But it's still, Trick is such a good move.
It is.
It really is, and it's hard to just kind of dismiss it because I feel like it's one of the better moves in the game, and depending on what gets it, it could really change a whole lot of things.
Well, I think the thing with Trick, and the reason it's so good is because it's a surprise factor, right, of Trick scarfing something. And the thing about that is, depending on what gets it, it's going to wear off in effectiveness within a couple of months because people will realize this is the most common thing carrying Trick now, and therefore they'll get wise to it and they'll be able to turn around. But it'll be great for the start of, depending on what gets it. If something completely random out of the blue gets Trick that you wouldn't even think about, then it kind of gains momentum and eventually everyone knows about it. So over time, Trick becomes less and less useful, and then people obviously switch to something else which hasn't been using Trick lately, and it becomes more of a surprise factor. So that's kind of how that move works. It's dependent on your knowledge of the metagame and how it shapes over time. So, it's going to be good to start with, definitely, depending on, as we said, whatever gets it. So we'll see how that rolls out.
Yes.
Worry Seed, what critical changes with Worry Seed shall be.
I know. I don't know if I want to play after Worry Seed comes out.
So, it's gonna be tough. But
anyway, so go back to Drain Punch, really quick.
Okay, yeah.
There's a couple. There's one thing that I decided would probably benefit quite a bit from it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me clarify. Well, let me check really quick to see if it's just okay. Two things that I'm not seeing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Machamp with Drain Punch.
Yes, it doesn't get it, does it? That's the one kind of
difference,
distinction between Conkeldurr and Machamp. One gets Dynamic Punch, one gets Drain Punch.
I know, but then the argument comes to be: would you rather have recovery or would you rather have instant confusion?
This is, yeah. Well, I think
it's a hard decision, but in that case, you could run Guts.
Yeah, I think Conkeldurr gets Dynamic Punch. Just no one uses it because obviously no guard. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it doesn't get no guard. So
yeah.
That could be something pretty neat. And then, okay. So I'm not seeing it on this list. So I'm going to assume I'm right in saying, Hariyama doesn't get Drain Punch.
I don't think it does, no. I'm not sure.
Now, that could be something that's really, really, really good. Especially for something like Hariyama, who's so bulky.
I'll tell you why that's amazing. It's because I usually run a belly drum Hariyama.
Oh.
That's pretty delicious, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just Drain Punch belly drum. You see that? That's good. That would be amazing, really. I would definitely like to see that if it's not already a reality. So.
Yeah, and then like the other thing that I thought of, it's not really gonna make a big impact unless, do you know if Iron Fist gives Drain Punch a boost?
It does.
Now, you could throw Drain Punch on Infernape.
Yeah.
And that could be pretty decent. But again, I think you'd probably just rather have the close combat there. Because he's so frail anyways.
Yeah. Unless you're running like Calm Mind Ape, like me. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't want Drain Punch at all.
Exactly. But yeah. You know, Ape gets Slack off as well, just saying. You know, that recovery.
See, you could go also, another thing that doesn't get it, which could also potentially really like it would be Poliwrath.
Poliwrath, definitely. I think that no one uses it because it's like really low down. I don't think it's going to make a difference to it. It would be nice for it within its own tier, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, because you know what its stab fighting move is now? It's Brick Break.
Really? That's terrible.
I mean, yeah, it's its most used like stab fighting move. I mean, you could run Circle Throw.
Yeah.
But really, that's not that great either.
Yeah, and so thing is Focus Punch, and you have to have sub for that mainly, unless you want to run Choice Banded with Focus Punch and just do the unprotected.
Yeah, I mean, like, so Poliwrath has just been disrespected forever.
Yeah.
The other thing you could run is Submission, which you don't want to.
Yeah, no.
So, Train Punch Poliwrath, that's my other kind of thing. You could run like a bulk up set. I mean, he's a pretty bulky Pokemon with 90 HP, 95 defense, and 90 special defense, so.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like Drain Punch. I'm a big fan of it. So.
Yeah. We'll see how this works out. But we'll know very, very soon. I'm sure that even more details will be leaked as things come out. If you want to check out all the current updates, I'll leave a link to the Pokebeach article in the description. There's literally like a lot of bullet points, like hundreds of bullet points detailing individual things about Black and White 2.
Now, you guys do have to be careful with it, though, because it does contain a lot of spoilers. So if you don't want to know anything about the story, be careful when you're reading. I know who the champion is, and yes.
You don't care, honestly, let's be honest.
Well, I kind of care because I don't care for the person who is champion.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's you know, if you care about the story in Pokemon, then be careful. Otherwise, go nuts because I don't care about the story in Pokemon. I don't give a shit. It's just give me the competitiveness. That's all I like. But yeah, there's loads of information on it. I'm sure like the ROM will drop very soon, so everyone will most likely have Black and White 2 battles coming out of the arseholes. So be sure to look out for those. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Yes, bye guys.